Welcome to the next live Instagram business conversation. We're doing it live from store in Raye, which is super exciting, and you can see our products behind on the shelf. So this is where we'll be until the end of July, so hopefully you guys can all come and try. They have loads of different events as well, so make sure you have a look and we can, hopefully you can stock off on some nut butter whilst we're here. I'm also really excited to do this with Nicole, so welcome.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. So this is going to be all about the real behind the scenes of running a business, what it's like, the challenges we go through that I'm sure many can relate to, and it's just to really delve deeper into what we don't see. So social media always tends to highlight this like success reel and everything going really well, but we kind of want to delve into the nitty gritty and question a bit more about that to try and so the listeners, readers, viewers can really appreciate what it's like. So to start off, if you could just introduce the inspiration, what inspired you to set up Raye The Store and about you.
So I'm Nicole. I founded Raye about a year ago now. It's been, a project in the making for over 4 years. So it's been a long lead up, and the inspiration behind creating a space, like a retail space, is to bring together like-minded brands, and especially those focusing on like clean ingredients, strong packaging design, kind of in a good for you category, and bring them into one space together, because a lot of brands launch online, but to bring the awareness to your brands in like a physical store compared to a digital is it's a bit more easier, especially if you kind of cross-market between all the like-minded upcoming brands. So that's kind of my vision behind it, to give a platform to upcoming brands.
And it makes sense, because with the nut butters, like I see it from like the product point of view, and it's enabled me to obviously have this space to be able to send customers, find new customers, have people come in and try them. So it's really fun concept, and it's gorgeous if you haven't been here. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it's like 4 years in the making.
Yeah.
What's some of the things that, maybe not held you back, but were hard to overcome, and what was like the defining factor of you to be like, I'm booking the first one, I'm opening, this is it?
Yeah, it's obviously COVID has been in between that 4-year period, but I guess the biggest challenge and thing that I had to sort out from the start is like, how are we going to go about finding the right locations, and to date that's still very much a challenge, because we only want to be here for a couple weeks, so we tend to only trade for about 4 to 5 weeks in total, really to create a buzz and kind of like a hype around be here or you miss out. So it's been a long process in terms of sourcing the relevant locations, sourcing brands, I guess, which has been a mix of both us reaching out to brands that we find on Instagram, and then us being approached by brands or introduced to brands, which is very exciting. So yeah, it's been a lot of like research and connection building. We also focus on hosting a lot of events, so obviously there's like kind of PR efforts behind that. So making sure we get the right people through the door, from influencers to journalists, and then also the buyers from larger supermarkets who kind of come in and I guess scout the new brands on the market. My personal challenge is always to make sure that we have new products that they have not seen before, and I always ask them when they do come in, like, did I manage to have new brands on the shelves that you've not seen? And so far I always get a yes. That's the greatest accomplishment, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And so you've done a couple already, different locations. Could you give the viewers one of your biggest challenges with the previous ones, or even this one, as well as your biggest high? It's like a high and a low from your...
Yes. So I I guess the organization that comes with it in terms of making sure that a store gets ready. It's obviously a lot of logistics when it comes to product delivery, making sure that products are delivered on time, setting up the space itself where it goes about like design aspects to make sure that we have a greater look and feel. So people who follow us will notice like every store we open is completely unique. So we have a really different color, a different font with every store, just to make sure we fit in with the local area. So I think that can almost be a high from my point of view. Like it's very exciting to create something refreshing every single edition. The challenge is getting the space up and running, because most of the time we only get about, I would say, anywhere between 3 to 5 days to turn a space from a blank canvas to the end result and opening. So yeah, it's very, very much about like prepping and making sure that everything gets executed at the right time, and have the relevant team in place to come to that. And then I always seem to run into issues with not having enough storage space, or I remember the first edition we hosted, we had chilled products turn up, but our fridge was not there yet. So I then had to run across the street to ask like a pub, can we store your products? Can we store our products for a couple of days until we get our fridge? So yeah, there's always small challenges that come up as we go and as we open up the space. And overall, it's like an extreme joy to connect with so many founders, because I would say about when we connect with brands, I personally have a conversation, I would say, with the founders of like 90% of the brands that we host. So it's really nice to build that personal relationship and find out how they got started, where they're at, how we can support, and they love to come to the store as well and see how everything is, what the end result is in the end. So that's, I guess, another high in terms of setting up the space and the brands.
Yeah, definitely. And did the pub allow you to put the
store? Luckily they did.
I was like, I don't know the end of this story.
Luckily, they were very kind to allow us to use some of their fridge space.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
And do you feel like it is a successful concept? So I know that you've put a lot of work, thought into it, and like you said, it takes a lot of, I just that 3 to 5 window, that is such a tight turnaround. Hopefully you have people on like to help you put it all together. So do you feel like when it comes to opening day, you feel like relieved? Do you feel successful with how it turns out?
I'm extremely proud when it's up and running. The first, I would say, 3-4 days are still a bit, like after opening, are still a bit all over the place in terms of the last minute challenges to solve. But once week 1 is behind us, I can really start enjoying it and focus on the events that we host, because there's loads, and I always want to make sure that these events are free to attend. So it can be anything from like a taster review session to panel discussions such as about gut health, about B Corp, about any kind of like wellness topics that relates to the brands that we have in store. And it's a great way to bring together like-minded brands, share experiences, share challenges, founders amongst each other. So after week 1, I started to enjoy it.
Because out of everyone, like when you are running a business as well, you tend to wear all the hats, everything. You don't stop thinking. You can't really switch off. And even if it's something that someone's like, I've got this under control, you're still like, I'm thinking about it though. I don't know how I'm going to do this. What would you say is your favourite thing to do in a business, and then your least favourite job within business?
So there are 2 things that I absolutely love. One is connecting with brands.
That's what you might say.
And And then the second one is anything kind of brand marketing related, because that's my professional background. The thing that I the least enjoy is anything finance related, and ops maybe, because that's not what I like. I don't have that much knowledge about it, so I feel like every day and every edition I still learn loads. But I do feel like it's relevant to know all these different aspects and then get the relevant like support, like external support to come in and help out with the thing that you are not like the best at.
Yeah, completely. And I think, like you said, operation logistics is so much harder than I think anyone realizes, because like in supply chain, I have friends who's in supply chain. I'm like, how do you do like how do you manage it? Because it could be anything from a delivery is late, and then if you're the middleman, you're trying to chase like where that end point is, to chase back to find out where it's going, and then you're like, I don't even know where, like what's happening at the moment.
So we currently have 104 brands in this store. So once we start receiving products, it's a matter of like taking off if all the brands have arrived, and if not, reach out to ask to check in where the products are. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of tick lists and making sure that everything runs up on time, and like share and sell and have the products on the shelves here.
Yeah, and it also says hopefully everything has turned up and it's nothing's still waiting. In the run up then to opening day, or even before when you're still getting all of the different logistics in place, how does it, like away from opening, how does it make you feel in terms of like having an impact on your mental health? Like, are you tired more, or do you have ways to recharge if you're thinking, you know what, today is just not my day, I'm going to go for a walk or something? Do you have any tips like that? You might be very strong as well, like head.
I'm very like
so.
switched on all the time, which is not the best way to be, I think. Because obviously everyone needs a break and everyone needs to kind of recharge and take a step back. When I'm not running a store, I try to have a very strict morning routine where I get up in the morning, do not look at my phone for the first hour. I do some sort of exercising. I have a wholesome breakfast. But once I run the store, that's kind of like thrown out of the way because you need to be here at 7 a.m. for deliveries and but overall, I try to check in with myself every now and again. But sometimes, you kind of feel like that. But it's a lot that comes with it, and it comes with its mental health, and obviously that relates to your gut health and how you overall feel. So it's ups and downs with depending on where we're at in terms of the store. So from time to time it's quite stressful.
And like you said, there's always going to be different priorities. I think when it comes to for you, like I can't relate, so I've opened this incredible space, but like you, it's hard then to keep that routine, and the priorities always have to shift a bit, because if it means you have to be here at 7 a.m, like I don't know if you found that when it does come to business, even though it should be like we come first, like the person comes first, it kind of like straight away goes out the window and you're like, I need to be there at this time. So if someone else is going to do it, I need to do it. Like you need that picks up the responsibility for whatever's going on. So I think it's hard sometimes when that shift comes and you think, I really would like to, like I'm tired, I'm like a lion, but I'm that's not going to happen today.
It's a lot of preparation work that goes into it, and I've got like incredible like part-time freelance people that support as and when with different projects. So anything from like the design point of view, it's per edition, so I know that I can leave that entirely up to them to look after, and I like to also give those people kind of the freedom and like come up with their own ideas and kind of share why they got to a certain point or certain suggestions. So to give an example with the design of the store, we use the spread out wording across everything we do, and that kind of comes from a shopping bag, like shopping basket grid. So it's always like the lines. So the designers came up with the concept to replicate that element in the design, and I'm not a designer, so I would never have come up with something like that. But I feel like giving people the opportunity to come up with ideas and suggest them, have that freedom, I think will bring you to a strong position and kind of, I guess, a different approach to what other people might do.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, no, that's really, I really like that. I didn't know that actually. So it's a very, very unique way of
let's
get the fun and branding. Like you said, I've no idea of a branding background. So that's, that's really interesting.
there is a reasoning behind it. Yeah, and even like the shopping bags, I can quickly show one. So this also has the grid on it in the small font, and it's a biodegradable bag. And we opted for transparency because when people walk outside, it means that the brand still gets exposure. So it's kind of like a live advertisement in a way.
No, they are very nice and very sturdy. And I know you said you are very proud of this space. So are you able to have you celebrated the opening, or how do you celebrate, or is it quite hard to?
So the first day we open, we always host a kind of opening celebration event where we invite our founders and team members to come and see the space and see the products on the shelves. And I love that. Like, I love bringing the founders together and just overhearing conversations that they have. And even though there might be some like competitor categories or products, there's always like such an incredible, feeling and like people supporting each other. So yeah, I do enjoy that day very, very much. Even though it's a bit hectic with it being the first day.
Yeah, you're like, fine. And do you have any words of advice to like a small business, a food product or drink product, or even just someone who's potentially starting just a business in general? Any like nitty-gritty things you would recommend?
I always say, if you admire someone, reach out to that person, ask for advice, ask for any challenges or successes that they have had. I personally do that all the time, and I like when people reach out to me as well, because I feel like the more we share, the stronger we get, and the better brands and industry we create. And from my experience, it's been like a process where whoever I reached out to has been incredibly supportive. So yeah, I always think my one piece of advice is get in touch with people. Don't hesitate, no matter what position they are at. Most of the time, they are very open to support, jump on a call, and help out, because they most of the time they all started somewhere and they build themselves up, and they most of them want to support someone doing the same. So yeah.
And like you said, we're all going through different challenges, but they're all challenges the same. And just to have that person, just someone saying, it's okay, I totally understand what you're going through. It's so nice to feel like, oh, that's I needed to hear that. Like, especially when you are doing things like by yourself, it's difficult because you're like, I don't know how to get out of my head, and I don't know how to find maybe this one problem solving thing.
Or like sometimes have someone tell you like you're doing a great job at times where you're really struggling and you feel like everything is not going to plan, but everything is really challenging. To just have someone say like, you're doing amazing, you've come so far, you're here now, and you're going to make this happen. I feel like that's what we all need at some point.
Definitely. So it's like self-reassurance only goes to a limit, and then you just maybe need, like, not for any like validation person, but you just sometimes want someone to like see it and say like, you are doing great.
Or someone just sharing an opinion. Like, obviously as a business owner, you're the one making the final decision, but to just ask someone's opinion, not necessarily someone telling you what to do, because no one will do that, because it's your decision making and your, I guess, money and brand reputation that is involved with any decision you make. But it's just nice to sometimes have people to bounce ideas off, and it will help you think in a different way. Yeah.
It's a perspective change as well. Like you said, there's no right or wrong answer, but sometimes it feels like there is. And so it's a bit like, which way do I go? Because I want it to be the right one, but there's too many options and I don't really know where to go next. So it's nice to have that network. And okay, so final question. As mentioned earlier, there is, like, I think social media does show like ups and downs. It tends to always celebrate more like the highs and like this really super successful, lovely life. If all of that was to disappear and Raye The Store will be closed at the end of July, do you feel like a successful person?
There are like a lot of factors involved. I always obviously we try to maximize the store awareness and the opportunities for brands. For me, what a real success is when we see brands that are stocked here launch into larger retailers, because that's really what we want to try and do, like be that platform to help elevate the brands and push them forward in their journey. So after the store, I feel like we've accomplished loads, but when those things happen in the following weeks, that makes me feel even more proud. Because these things don't happen instantly, it takes time.
Yeah, of course. And like, for you being the one behind it, would you say that then you feel like, yes, you're happy with the outcome?
I do, but at the same time, I'm not really the face of Raye, so I'm kind of behind the scenes, even though I am the person driving it.
And like you said, it's difficult to, when there's so many factors involved, to just say like, yes, I feel like this way, because like you said, every day is different. So sometimes it's tricky to know.
I am proud that this is now up and running again.
It should be gorgeous. And obviously, I don't know if I can do a little like show around the store. Nice zoom in of my face, but it is. I don't really know what we're getting. There you are. Put it back. But it is incredible, and like what I said to you the other day, I think the colour scheme is just sublime. I think the pink is beautiful. So I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
And thanks for doing this with me. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Just to try and delve a bit deeper into what it's like for you to open doors and set it up, and hopefully, bring people here because people need to see it. So
every day is a learning curve, I would say.
Keep learning. But thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
And I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Any questions, send our way.
We're here until the end of July, Covent Garden, 18 Floral Street. So
get on
come
here,
check it out. We're open every day. So
and I was going to say, you've got nut butter to buy. All of this product. But I hope you enjoyed it, and tune in for the next one. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.